Okay, welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan.
And David Havlicek.
We're here to hopefully entertain you, educate you, and maybe even make you laugh. Now, at the end of this, we are going to have a interview to do.
Yes, we do. But before we get into the show, so last week Ron talked about biodiesel.
Yeah.
And one of our viewers called him out.
Did he give his name?
Well, he did not give his real name, but I know who he is, and you actually know him too. He's in Vegas, but he's known as Crypto is Cash. And he said that Ron is a fucking retard and he's wrong about everything. No, that's not what he said.
That's definitely a friend of yours. The retard word came out.
No. Let me scroll up here. Where is it? We got a bunch of shit here.
But feel free to call me out, guys. I mean, I don't know everything about biodiesel. It was definitely not one of my things, but I did do some research on it.
So, yeah, here's what he says, actually. Ron got just about every detail on biodiesel wrong. The benefit, you can make your own fuel. Mm-hmm. The gelling, yes, that happens in cold weather, but it happens with regular diesel as well. That's something that...
but there's an additive for regular diesel, though.
I'm sure it works in biodiesel. Why wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Well, that's... and he goes on for a little while, so I'm not going to go everything. But what I responded was, I'll pass the message along, which here I am doing that. But maybe, Crypto's Cash, maybe you want to come on the show.
Come on the show.
If you know about it, or if you know an expert.
We can Zoom you in, or you can come to my house.
Yep.
Because I have a feeling you've already been here once before.
Because we want to talk about this stuff. We want to get it right, and we want to learn more, and we're not perfect ourselves.
First of all, what I said was, I don't see the benefit to it. I mean, making your own fuel and getting away from big oil or big gas, yeah, that's cool. But you get less MPGs, and that was the research that I found. I mean, even Mythbusters did something on it, and they said it's not worth it as well. So
they've gotten a couple things wrong too, though.
No, yeah, by all means, educate me, because it educate the listeners.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on the show, and anybody else.
But I will defend my position.
Yeah, anybody else you want to come on and talk about your area of expertise, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, we'll interview anybody. We'll interview a ham
We're
sandwich.
desperate people.
All right, so as you can see, we've been making some changes to the studio. We got a bigger TV this time. Last week I had a TV that's kind of laying around the house. I hung it up thinking that it should be fine. Yeah, it was not.
Tiny little TV.
Yeah. So now we have the TV.
Now we can play videos and...
So watch this. We're going to play a video because I have a very strange question.
Here, let me get that for you.
Is it an escape?
No, you got to do the F11 both times.
You and your fucking little
there's
trickery.
You can probably make your own shortcuts.
The fact that people are worried about whether they will be on the street every 4 weeks is barbarism. The fact that every time a person has
does she have a problem with barbers
in their body and
maybe,
they're
I don't
scared,
know
it could either
it's not making fun of the word.
It could
I know what the word means. That doesn't mean barbers. I was kind of hoping you play dumb with me,
but they can't find out because they can't afford the doctor.
But
this is barbarism.
There's only enough room for 2 dumb people in here, and we got you and AOC. So
yeah, no. So I just don't understand why she dislikes barbers for. Is that the definition of barber? I mean, like hairstyle?
So there is a famous little known fact. Well, it can't be famous and little known, but it's they charge more for women, and it's a big thing in the feminism crowd, where like barbers charge more for women's haircuts.
Okay, so that's why she hates barbers for?
It might be.
Or does barbarism maybe have a different definition than I'm pretending to be?
I don't know. But
okay.
They call it the pink tax. Have you heard
I actually thought it was a spin-off of barbaric.
Yeah, well, it is.
So I spun it to being off of barbers.
Okay, well.
I went to the root word of being barbers, and I think the root word is actually...
I bet you that those words actually do come from the same root, ultimately. I bet you they do.
Okay.
If we research the etymology.
Okay, go back to your full... Can't I just go here? No.
No, you can't, because Chrome is fucking stupid.
Okay, so we showed our first video, and we put the dumbest person on besides me. But do you know she's coming to town pretty soon?
Oh, really?
Her and Bernie Sanders are going to go on a tour of all swing states.
Why?
To convince voters to vote for them.
I don't... it might...
She's the
might
face.
Work. I mean, Vegas has got a lot of stupid people.
She's the face of the Democrat Party from here on out.
Oh, God, what a disaster. Well, so let's actually... talk about this because the Democrats, they pulled a fast one last week.
Okay.
So last week on the show, we were talking about the continuing resolution bill.
Yep.
And I said that it probably won't pass because they don't have the votes in the Senate.
Right.
Rand Paul said no, and he did vote no. And as soon as I got home and started working on the video, I pull up Twitter, and sure enough, Chuck Schumer and 9 other Democrats caved in quote marks.
Yeah, he's got something up his sleeve on this one.
Well, they always wanted this bill. This was a trick. This was the trick. They got the Republicans to pass Biden's bill, and they're fucking laughing all the way to the bank.
No,
and not only that, but the Republicans are still gloating. They're saying Chuck Schumer caved. We got him.
But then why is Nancy Pelosi today doing a video calling him out for voting for that?
Because it's all a big game.
She's committed to the bit.
It's a bit. It's a pro wrestling. It's the faces and the heels. Right? It's all a big fucking... And the Republicans are falling for it, man.
Yeah, I know. The Republicans are... Well, I was going to bring this up later, but I'm enjoying what Trump is doing.
My God. We're doing a show, people.
I'm there a call back. I'm enjoying what Trump is doing. I'm definitely enjoying what Elon Musk is doing. Kash Patel kind of stepping up. He arrested an FBI agent today, the one that went after Giuliani, so that's something. And he's been doing other stuff as well.
Pam Bondi is doing a little bit of stuff on the gun issue.
Nope.
On the gun issue.
She releases the Epstein
I get it,
files.
but on the gun issue. She's been notoriously bad on guns, and she came out and did something good.
Okay, we'll give her credit for that. But here's the thing. Trump is making some changes, and he's fighting it in court with some judges, which I'll get into that in a second as well. But if we don't change Congress, we're going back to this, guys. All the changes he's making
here's the real problem.
Nothing.
Trump himself wants to sign this bill. And because I said earlier on when we were talking about it, like, Trump, you got to veto this shit. This is bullshit. And Massey is the guy who was loud and proud about it, voting no. And Rand Paul came out and voted no. And Trump is shitting on them for it.
Yeah, I know. I got to get this.
And yeah, Trump is just shitting on Massey and Rand Paul and saying we're going to primary him. Like, Trump, your team fucked up. These are the rhinos going against you with the Democrats. Mm-hmm. You got to veto this fucking CR. It's bullshit. It increases the spending. It undoes everything that you and Elon are trying to do.
Well, but in his defense, he has an omnibus bill where he wants to bust through there, which I'm against them. But he says this is the one that we're going to fight. Well, I don't think Congress is going to fight at all. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is terrible.
The fact that Schumer backed you, Trump, something's wrong.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing. Like I mentioned it earlier, but Republicans, or not Republicans, but the cult on Twitter are boasting we made Schumer cave. No, you fucking didn't. He fucking outwitted you, morons.
How? What did we do? Tickle him?
You did nothing.
Did we tie his shoelaces together when he was sitting in together and fell?
Like, he didn't fucking cave. He had this plan. Not him. Okay, he didn't have this plan. Someone had this plan from the start and said, "Here's how you're going to do it. You guys go play your roles. This is what you do." And they did it. Yep. Now, like I always say, nobody has a plan. You know, I always go with that. This was fucking planned.
Yeah. And I mean, if you notice, the left's narrative is shifting right now. They're now bringing the media back to their side. You've got Jimmy Kimmel, you got The Daily Show. It wasn't Jon Stewart, but it was somebody else. And Stephen Colbert. They're mocking Elon Musk.
Yeah.
For what he's doing.
Right.
And this is going to be the new directive. The politicians are going to start saying this. This is what the Democrats do. Pay the fuck attention. Speaking of Tim.
Get out of the way.
Yeah. Speaking of Tim Walz, I have a message for him. That's the wrong one. Yeah. Go over.
Just close the tab when you're done. That's Chuck Schumer. There you go.
There we go.
I think I can kick most of their ass. I do that if they want to do it. I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight.
Okay, good enough. I'm your Huckleberry, bitch. I live in Vegas. Come to Vegas. I'll fight you. We'll sign the paperwork. You're going to sign a waiver.
What is he fucking talking about?
He's coming back out now. So he's questioning why we made fun of his masculinity, why we called him gay. It was a fairly long podcast, and he's like, they say that I wasn't a man. I'm more of a man than Trump and Vance is. Everyone's like, what the fuck is this idiot talking about? So now they're bringing this guy back out again?
Holy shit, man!
Wow.
What is the whole, like, he's trying so hard, like with the shotgun and the fixing trucks, and now, like, I'm gonna kick their ass. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we can see you. You're not kicking anyone's ass.
He's like, I'm not gay. I'm like, oh wait, actually, go back to that video. There's something else I wanted.
I closed it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find it again. It's on top of X. Go back to the AOC one.
Stop.
All right. You're gonna bite me. So yeah, it was something else. I mean, there was two problems here.
Okay, what do we look for?
I think I could kick most of their ass. I do think.
What's this fucking guy? This is another example of the Democrats don't understand the internet.
How do you fight it?
Oh, you want to see the Chuck one?
No, this is this one.
I do.
Watch his hands. Someone today called it he's milking a cow thing.
Where we want to,
it's coming. He's doing something like this.
Here type of thing.
Maybe it's not this video. Damn it. Okay. I was hoping the same video. But yeah, he's doing something weird with his hands.
Maybe it's a different part in that podcast, because I know you watch the whole thing. I know you're into that.
Oh yeah, I'm a Newsom fan.
Get out of here, you fucking... Okay. I need to bring another mouse in or something.
So little technical glitches on our first day with this, but hey, we're going to get there anyway. Yeah, no, he was just doing something weird with his hands. I guess since you brought up the Chuck Schumer one.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. The Democrats just don't get what memes are and what everything else is. Look at this fucking guy.
We don't have a president.
Two dicks.
That's like, yeah. What is he?
In the Senate, in the House, in the governors, we have a great bench.
Somebody edit that, please.
Yeah, please. Somebody put a dick in his hand.
Really strong.
And there was one I posted.
In the House, in the
where he was yelling about fucking. They want to keep their money, and like I said, if any of you guys can edit that. And like put a purple robe on him and a crown and a scepter in his hand, because like if you think about it, that's what a king is, right? Like, give me your money. That's my money, not yours.
I mean, they have people to train you not to do this when you're a politician.
I think he's just too old, and
they have trainers that say, "Don't hold up a fucking sign next to your face."
Untrainable.
Oh my God! They and then Newsom with his podcast. I mean, he thinks he's going to turn people around with this. Now, I got a question. This has been a debate on a couple of different podcasts. Mm-hmm. Should a right wing podcast go on Newsom's podcast?
I don't care. Who cares?
Well, Charlie Kirk did.
Yeah, I saw.
And everyone was criticizing him. Why are we giving him fuel? He's dead. He's done.
To kill him, like you kick the corpse, you spit on the corpse.
But they said no matter what we do, we'll feed him.
No,
I don't know.
I don't buy that. So like, here's the thing. Now Charlie Kirk is pretty retarded. So maybe that argument works on him, but if we had like Dave Smith go on that show, he would rip Gavin Newsom to shreds.
Oh, I should have looked.
So like, what do you mean? There's no benefit, right? Like we make them look bad.
You should have seen I should have found this clip from years ago. He went on the Adam Carolla podcast.
Yeah.
Adam Carolla destroyed him.
Who, Gavin Newsom or
Gavin Newsom?
Oh yeah,
Adam Carolla destroyed him.
Yeah, well,
he set a trap for him.
Yeah,
and that motherfucker walked right into it. He's like, what? Basically, they were talking about like ID and checking accounts for minorities and immigrants. He's like, and then Adam Carolla goes, "What? You don't think they can get? You think they're too stupid to get him?" Yeah. And he dissected him, and it was great. But
so like Adam Carolla is smart enough where he can do that, but. Charlie Kirk, like he's good at destroying dumbass college students because they're dumbass college students. Right? You're fucking fishing a barrel over here, but he's like roughly equally matched with Newsom. I want to say because they're both pretty fucking stupid. But if you get someone that knows their shit, go on there. Of course, go on there. Get fucking trick him into inviting Dave Smith on there. I want to see that.
But there you go. Let's start a campaign. Everybody,
put me on there. Fuck.
No, let's get Dave Smith on there. You're just called retarded, and it'll be funny.
I'll plan.
It'll be educational.
Well, that's the thing. If he watches us and sees how I talk, and like invites me on, thinking that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about,
mix it up.
I'll be prepared.
Okay. Wow. So I'm gonna get back to Congress, though. So and these judges we have. We have a major judge problem. We literally had immigrants on a plane flying to El Salvador, which if you haven't seen that video, that's fucking awesome. Turn that plane around right now.
Well, here's the problem with that. How do we know that those people are criminal immigrants?
Because at this point now, that somebody would have sussed that out.
That's not an argument. Like you can't put someone on a plane and then put him in a prison in El Salvador, and then say, well, if they were innocent, somebody would have said something by now. No, that's retarded. Because they could put you on the plane, right? What stops them from putting you on the plane?
Okay, Whoopi. So you and Whoopi agree on something?
I don't know what the fuck she said. I don't know.
She said the exact. It's almost like you watched her video and you wrote it down.
No, this is my own
you
brain
just read it.
coming up with reality.
So you and Whoopi had the same thought? Wow.
I mean, I'm sure someone told her to have that thought. Like, she didn't come up with it. But no, like, think about it. If they just... Because they're picking up people because they have tattoos, right?
Yeah.
So if they're walking down the street and you have a tattoo... And they say, "Oh, that's a train de agua, whatever the fuck it is."
It's face tattoos, and there's certain tattoos they're looking for that these gang members.
Yeah, but anyone can get a face tattoo. It's not illegal to have a tattoo.
It's not any face tattoo. Like if you have,
it's not illegal to have a specific face tattoo.
But if it represents a gang, and it's not like they're citizens here.
How do you know that?
They would assume they'd have some kind of paperwork, like a driver's license.
I can walk down the street without any kind of paperwork. This is not Nazi Germany. What are you talking about?
I agree, but we have to get them out. So
no. We have to first have due process, which determines whether or not they are what they are accused of. And then if they are, then you can kick them on the plane.
Wait, didn't we have this conversation and you were saying that they don't have their civil rights? Because
no, when the fuck did I say that?
I'm trying to think if that's what you said or not.
Why would I ever say that?
Well, because I asked that direct question.
I said, of course they have rights.
Okay.
No, you watch the fucking show, dude.
Well, this one was a while.
It was like 3 weeks ago. I remember the exact...
No, there was this...
Because you had this gotcha thing planned for me, and you're like, "Oh, do they have rights?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course they do." And you're like, "Oh, I guess we have nothing to talk about."
Well, no, because I agreed with you at that point. Okay, so what was
now you think they don't.
If I set a trap for you, you're going to fall into it.
But now you think they don't have...
You and Newsom will be in that trap.
But now you think they don't have rights.
No, it's... Well, I want the criminals out.
But you don't know who those people are unless they have a trial.
If they're not American citizens, they broke the law.
They still get a trial.
Well, we'll see.
This is retarded.
Yeah, nope, I want them out.
But you don't know that those are the right guys.
Oh, I'm assuming there's some checks and balances.
But there's not. That's the whole point. That's exactly what the problem is.
You know the process they're going through.
Yes, they pick them up, they throw them in a van, and they put them on a plane.
I think there might have been a day or two gap between that.
Dude, there's nothing. There's no... If they had due process, there would be a public trial that we can go look at and audit. That's the whole point of the system.
You want to house these people in a jail.
I don't want to house them in jail.
Well, you can't let them go.
Then you can pay for it if you want them gone that bad.
I'm good with what already happened. You know how I feel about this.
You on a plane.
Okay. Sure they can.
What stops them from doing that?
But they better not shave my head. And shave my beard off.
This is fucking stupid. You don't... That guy could be like your buddy that works at the taco stand for all you know. You don't know.
If they're illegals, I'm okay with it.
You don't know that they're illegal.
I'm sure they'll have some way of... Okay.
No, they don't. They don't care.
No. I work with people at work that were born in other countries. And we had that ICE raid. Yeah. And I said... Do you guys have a way to prove that where you're born at? And one guy's like, yeah, I got my birth certificate in my car. One guy's, yeah, I got this on my phone. They all had proof on them.
But what if they didn't?
Well, if you were not born here,
there's no legal requirement to carry papers on you.
I agree with that. I was actually shocked they had it.
Then what are you talking about?
I asked them if they had it, because if they didn't, I was going to say, get the fuck out of here.
God. But now you're saying you want them on the plane. Like, you're contradicting yourself.
I don't want my coworkers.
That's my point. They can go pick up your coworkers.
Again, I'm sure that there's a lot more.
There's not.
How do you know?
Because that's why we have this system of courts and trials and shit. That's what that system is. So when you go beyond that system, you're just doing whatever the fuck you want. No. If you're being a tyrant.
Okay, so everybody who comes across that border, even steps a foot over it, they gotta go to jail and wait for a court case.
Why? Why bother?
No, what do you do with them?
Leave them alone.
You want the illegal immigrants here.
They're not committing any real crimes. There's no victim.
Well, there is in some cases.
No, there's no victim. If there's a crime where they attack somebody, then you take that person and you give them a trial like you have to do for everybody else.
You're an open borders guy. I am not.
Right, you believe that someone should stand there and attack people for walking.
No, I say you don't cross into our country, we won't cross into yours.
Why?
I don't, because...
Why do you care? They're not hurting you.
We can be taken over.
Who is we? What are you fucking talking about?
Our country can be.
No, they can't.
Through the voting system.
Dude, they're not voting.
Dude, York allows immigrants to vote.
You are a fucking... No, it doesn't.
Yes,
it does in local elections.
The story broke today. Okay, so...
Local elections.
So would a governorship be local?
Yes.
Okay, so they can start going up to the governors.
So what?
And then they can...
So don't live in that state.
Okay, we can move on, because I'm a closed border guy.
Because you're an idiot.
Nope.
Because you're not a libertarian. You're less libertarian than Chase Oliver.
Yeah, okay. Just because you anarchist, which is kind of funny because you guys are getting kicked out of the Libertarian Party right now, it sounds like, too. Because you guys come with this pompous attitude, well, we're big L and you're small L, which, whatever, but you guys are all scattering into the wind, and even the Libertarian Party goes,
who gives a fuck about the party? Why are you bringing up the party?
Okay, then what is libertarianism?
The desire for freedom.
Okay, so our national party, why call yourself a libertarian if there's a national party?
Because we had the word before the party formed.
When did you have the word?
We had the word since like the 1920s or something.
Who did?
Libertarians.
The Libertarian Party started in the 1970s.
It's a philosophy, you dumbass.
It's a political party.
No, it's a philosophy.
It's a political party.
No, it's not.
In 1970, it became
a political party that formed around the philosophy.
Okay.
The philosophy was first.
Okay.
So libertarian, the party, does not have a monopoly on the word.
So the people that had that philosophy before 1970, they decided to create their own party.
Okay.
To try to run people for office and,
sure.
and to show the country.
And then retards took that party over.
Yeah, you guys did that like 2 years ago, right?
Well, no, retards took it over
2 years ago, right?
Shut up and listen. Retards took it over in, I want to say, mid-2000s. And then we took it back.
And you guys fucked it up.
No, we didn't.
The fuck you did? You got Chase Oliver.
The people that took it over in the mid-2000s aren't going to give it up without a fight. That's what you saw.
They took it back from you guys.
They didn't take it back.
What? They
don't have it.
Who was in? Okay, so if you don't know, it's the Mises Caucus. I don't get
Mises Caucus.
I don't get into sub-parties. I don't give a fuck. What's the other one called? What do they call themselves?
They don't have a faction.
Oh, so they're just real libertarians. You guys had to do a sub-party.
They're just assholes.
You guys did a sub-party. Cool. Weird.
What are you talking? Again, you're diverting away from the topic. Which is freedom, which is what borders are anti-freedom.
Okay, so
can you get in your car right now and drive to Utah?
Yes.
Is anyone going to stop you at the border? No. Why? Why should you be allowed to go into Utah?
Because we are a country.
No, we're not a country.
Yes, we are.
Where does it say that?
Well, you can say what?
Where does it say we are a country?
Well, you have the United States of America.
Where does it say we are a country?
So technically, I guess we're a republic. I guess, but I'm going more with you have free travel throughout the country.
But where does it say that we are? Why?
That's how it's worded. You have free travel throughout the country.
Where does it say that? Where does it say any of that?
I'll have to look it up because it
doesn't say that.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so then why is it New York and California blocked? Why is Nevada putting up fences and keeping Californians out?
Because that's part of the agreement when you join the Union of Sovereign States.
You wanted the Union word in there,
but it's not a country. There's no country here.
Okay.
So when you talk about the border between Utah and Nevada. Mm-hmm. Those entities have agreed we're going to be open borders.
So technically, they have no right to stop me.
Well, they
go ahead, keep going. They have no right to stop me.
Then neither does. That's my point. So
why do they have no right to stop me?
Because nobody has a right to stop you.
Why do they have no right?
Because nobody has a right to stop you.
Okay, legally, why do they have no right to stop me?
I don't give a fuck about legal. That's all magic and ritual.
I'm going to go down a road. You might be.
But your road is wrong.
I pay federal income tax.
So what?
My federal income tax.
That has nothing to do with it.
Spread across this country.
The borders were open between states before there was an income tax.
Okay, income.
So why are you bringing up income tax?
Okay,
it's irrelevant.
Our money is split between our state and our country.
We don't have a country. There is no country.
The Union.
Stop using this word.
Oh, the Union.
So, does
that make you feel better?
It's important because a country is a sovereign entity that gets to tell you what to do. We do not have that.
Okay, I'm not going to get semantics on you. The common vernacular is we are a country. You want to say we are a union? That's fine.
That's propaganda, and it changes the way you think. Okay, and it makes you think that the country can block Mexicans and Canadians.
So what year did we start taking money from our citizens?
We've always taken money.
Okay.
Just in different forms.
Okay, so when you pay taxes in any form you want, does the federal government get any of your...
Yes.
Okay, so if the federal government gets that money, that means I own the right for free travel. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It's partly my property.
Dude, no, it doesn't work that way. Okay. That means they're your fucking king, and you're the servant, and you get on your knees and suck their dick.
So do you pay taxes?
I'm not answering that question.
So you suck their dick.
But so do you.
we pay taxes because that's what we do. That's what
we pay taxes because they lock us in a fucking cage if we don't.
Okay, you like going to that route, and that's fine.
Because that's the reality. If
you're a hypocrite.
If Trump came out today,
admit you're a hypocrite, and we can move on.
If Trump came out today and says we're not going to punish anyone for tax evasion anymore, would you pay taxes?
No.
No, exactly. You only pay them because you get punished for it, for not paying. So that has nothing to do with anything. Freedom means I can walk from place A to place B, and you have no right to stop me.
Okay, so if you're walking down the street on the sidewalk and a cop stops you and asks for your ID, what would you say?
Just keep walking.
Okay, why do you have that right to?
Because it's your right as a human being.
Because it's public
Because you were
property.
born with rights.
Okay, if you're on private property...
Where do rights come from?
God.
Okay, so if God gives you your rights...
Yeah.
Our Mexicans have rights.
But hold on a second. No.
Right?
No.
What do you mean? So God only gave you rights in America?
Sure.
How does that make any sense?
It's the union in which you belong to. But now...
either God gives rights or the government gives rights.
So
Which one is it?
Okay. The rights are God-given.
Okay, then anyone can walk from anywhere to anywhere.
No, if you're on private property and you're walking along, and then as the security comes, hey, what are you doing here? What do you do?
I don't answer questions.
And then they drag you off and put you back.
They can't drag me off.
You weren't dragged out of the casino?
No.
You didn't get the wheelchair treatment?
No, they can't do that.
You know what the wheelchair treatment is, right?
I don't want to know.
They put you in a wheelchair and push you to this trip.
They can't do that.
But yet they do. But they can trespass you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they can kick you off.
Okay, if you want to term it that way, but they're
Can you be trespassed from public property?
No.
Why not?
It doesn't matter why.
No, you know the answer I'm looking for. Because you own it.
Okay, so what is public property? Is the sidewalk public property?
Yes.
Then Mexicans cannot be trespassed from public property.
Hold on. I'm getting there.
There's no hold on. You just said rights come from God, and you have a right to be on public property.
Because we pay for them.
God gave...
Because we pay for them.
No! Either God gives you or something else. It can't be both.
We pay for the
Not everybody pays taxes.
We pay for the right.
Not everybody pays taxes.
We pay for the right.
Ron, not everybody pays taxes.
I don't give a shit.
But they still have the right to be there.
Who doesn't pay taxes?
Poor people. Homeless people.
So they don't go buy a soda at the gas station?
Dude, that's not federal income tax.
You don't think
that's not federal tax?
So there's no federal tax in the sales tax?
No.
There's no federal...
No. Why are you so fucking dumb? You don't know this.
I thought there was a federal...
There's not.
I thought they got their...
You're being absolutely fucking retarded. And when a Mexican crosses over and buys a soda, they're paying the same fucking tax.
But they broke the law to do that.
Who gives a fuck? The law is not... It's just some man's opinion.
No, it's...
Some dickhead wrote it on paper. You can't cross this line. Because I'm important. I'm in Congress. Yeah. I'm the magic man who makes the law.
And you abide by all that stuff they put on paper.
I don't answer questions like that.
I know you abide by it.
I don't answer questions like that.
Okay, so we can move on or we can keep this going. We're not ever going to agree.
But you're just retarded.
I'm not going to convince you that you're wrong.
Right, because you're retarded.
And I'm right.
Because you're retarded.
Okay.
You're just retarded.
When the name calling starts, that's when he loses.
No, you're just retarded.
If that's your answer, that's your answer.
You're just retarded. I just went over it with you that you agreed that rights come from God and Mexicans are born, so they have rights. And they have the right to walk on public property.
They are given. So what does the right from God mean? What do you think I mean by that? Or what does it mean?
You just have it by virtue of being human.
Born.
Yes.
Being born in a certain piece of land.
No, being born. Just period, being born.
So, okay. So you can go to Russia right now.
What does that have to do with anything? Russia violates my rights. So what?
Okay.
Make a fucking argument.
You can go to Germany.
Germany violates my rights.
Why?
Make an argument.
What rights do they violate?
Because I have the right to go anywhere the fuck I want.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You can't even go to Canada.
I have the right.
You do not have the right.
They violate my rights, Ron.
By making you show
Yes. That's a violation of my rights.
In your opinion.
No, in reality, because as you said, God gives me my rights. Again, God created the earth. When God created the earth, he didn't draw fucking lines that said, here's where the white people go, and here's where the Asian people go, and here's where the black people go. He didn't do that.
Don't do what the media does. Don't bring race into this, okay?
He didn't say Canadians either. Humans. He didn't say fucking Canadians.
You're the one that chose
he didn't draw this line.
And black people.
He didn't draw any fucking lines when he created the earth, Ron. So anybody can walk where the fuck they want.
So you believe in God?
No, I don't. Yeah, you used it up. You brought it up.
It's a common vernacular used in this country that our rights are God-given.
Okay.
And that's why I use it.
But actually, that's not what they said.
But I tried to get you to explain what that means.
I did.
In your opinion.
I did. We're born. We have them by virtue of being born.
Okay. And then it doesn't matter. The countries were set up. Rights were...
Who the fuck has the right to set up a country? Where is that in your rights?
Okay, how were countries set up?
I don't care. Answer the question. Ron, answer the question.
How are countries set up?
Answer the question, Ron.
Fine, what's your question?
Who has the right to set up a country?
Right.
Who?
Okay.
Who? Tell me who.
The people that buy it.
No, they don't.
Why not?
Because if I can't do it, Ron, if I don't have the right, and you don't have the right, then you plus me doesn't have the right.
You can go buy your own chunk of land.
Okay.
So
that's not a country.
No, hold on.
Nobody recognized that as a country.
You have advocated since the day I met you. You don't want public property. You want people to either buy public property, and so this is what they did. They bought or traded.
That's not what they did.
No, what did they do then?
That's not what they did.
What did they do?
They just attacked people who disagree with them. They beat the shit out of people. They kill them.
There was a lot of purchases and barters to get the land.
Ron, they just kill people. Ron, shut up and let me finish a fucking sentence.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
They simply kill people who don't obey them. No, that's all they do.
They bought.
No, they don't, Ron.
And then they cleared the
Who
land.
is they? Who the fuck is they?
Whoever, Lewis and Clark.
No, they didn't.
They actually worked for somebody else, but
they didn't.
They negotiated and they bought land.
Then they owned that little piece of land.
Okay, that's pretty big territory they bought.
No, it isn't. No, it fucking isn't.
Other people did the same thing.
Okay, then other people own those little pieces of land.
So you're now against private property rights.
No, I'm not.
Why not?
What you just described, shut up and listen. You asked.
Stop fucking yelling.
You asked me a question, let me fucking answer it.
You did answer it.
No, you started talking over me the second I began.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. You said we all buy these little plots of land and that's our land. Mm-hmm. That's not a fucking country. That's each individual owning a plot of land.
Okay.
So what are you talking about country? There's no such thing as a country.
So you buy a plot of land.
Okay.
And you're in no country and no state at this point. Somebody comes to you and goes, "Hey, we've got 20 houses here. We want to form a county."
No.
Okay.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
We voted. You've been outvoted. We're now a
I don't care about your votes. You cannot. You don't have the right to force me to join your little club.
But the people around you do.
No, they don't.
Okay. I'm telling you.
I don't care what club you're in. You don't have the right to force me to join it. That's where you're missing the disconnect.
And
you cannot form a country.
And you can still do what you want on your property. Do what you want on your property.
Okay, I want Mexicans to come through my property. Leave me alone.
Then get a helicopter and fly them in.
No.
Why not?
Because they're going to walk.
No.
Because they have the right to walk.
No, not on other people's property.
They're not on other people's property.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. They're walking on what you call public property.
Oh, they absolutely are not.
Yes, they fucking are, Ron.
You think there's
They're walking on a sidewalk, and ICE comes and picks them up and says, "You can't be here."
No, I'm talking about at the border.
It's all public.
No, we're talking about open border.
Ron, can I walk up to the border and ask for permission to go into Mexico? Can I do that without any cop stopping me? No. Other than the Mexican border?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right, so I can get in my car and I can drive straight to the Mexican border on a public road and nobody can stop me unless I break a law, right?
Yeah.
So then why can't a Mexican use that same public road? It's all public, it's not private. You just said it's all private, but it's not. It's a public road.
Let me answer the question. So the people that bought that land and paid for that road...
It's a public road.
Listen. The people that bought that land...
There's no such people.
Listen. Okay, do I have to yell and call you retarded?
There's no such people.
The people that bought that land here, and other people bought this land here. So you have land bought here and land bought here. And this one the county actually bought. And the citizens of this country paid for this road. Over here they did not pay for it. So if you're for open borders, you're not for private property rights.
No!
You're not for private property rights.
You just agreed that the entire stretch of road going to Mexico is public.
Yes.
So anybody can walk on that public road.
Until they hit that line, and then it's no longer public. And that would be Mexico.
What line?
The border.
I don't care what they do in Mexico. These people are trying to leave Mexico.
Okay, so but there's a line drawn, and the private, even though it's public property, it's still private. It's purchased by the American citizens.
No, it's not.
How the fuck do you think they buy public property?
Because they steal from us, Ron. That's illegitimate.
Okay, you're going down your little tangent.
Ron,
here.
you want to call it public.
What is it right
so
now?
So it's public.
Let's no. What is it right now?
It's public.
Right, and it's public because the citizens.
It's public because it just is, because it's not private. No. Because no private owner owns it.
No, listen. Okay, you have a border here with Mexico. You have a border here by Canada. The people within this border have paid for the land and the roads on that land.
No, they haven't paid for it. They got stolen from.
Sure.
When somebody steals from you and uses that money to buy lunch, you didn't pay for their lunch. You got stolen from.
But you pay the taxes.
I got stolen from.
You willingly gave it up.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't, Ron. Ron, when someone points a gun at you and says, give me your money, you're not willingly giving it up.
Did somebody physically point a gun at you for your taxes?
Ron, you know how that... Why are you playing games? You know how it works.
You're the one playing games.
If I don't pay, they will point guns at me, and you know it.
Okay,
don't be retarded.
But you gave it up before that. You didn't wait for them to point guns at you.
Stop being retarded. Stop trying to change the subject.
No, I'm talking about private property rights.
But you're not. You're talking about how taxes work.
Because you're the ones that go, well, a Mexican can walk on public property.
Why not?
No, he can't.
Yes, why not?
He doesn't. He has
rights from God.
No, to his line.
No, there's no fucking lines. God did not draw lines.
Okay. We're never going to agree on this.
Because you're retarded. You don't fucking want to learn. You don't want to think. You don't want to have freedom. You want to control other people.
This is why the Libertarian Party wants you guys out.
Because we want freedom?
No, this is not freedom. This is insanity.
What do you mean it's not freedom? It's not freedom to leave people alone? To walk where the fuck they want? When you can walk to Utah all the fuck you want?
People have... the property is purchased by the people.
No, it's not. No, it fucking isn't, Ron. Get this out of your fucking head. It's not that you signed an agreement to purchase that fucking road. They stole your money, and they said, we're going to build a road here, whether you like it or not. But you could use the road.
It really bothers me that you keep saying they stole your money. And I kind of agree with you, don't get me wrong. But you give it up willingly. Okay, how does HIPAA work?
This is not how theft works.
No, if I ask you for like a HIPAA question, you don't have to answer it. But
I don't have to answer any question.
But I'm allowed to ask. So if you answer that question, that's on you.
What are you talking about? Ron, stop, Ron.
If they send you a bill...
When you say allowed to ask, what does that mean?
The HIPAA law states that you're allowed
Why do you give a fuck what some man wrote on paper?
I'm trying to use it as an example.
Why do you care what some man on paper allows you to do?
Okay.
Why don't you have freedom? Why don't you want freedom?
Why don't you have freedom?
I do want freedom.
Why don't you have freedom?
Because there's a country, or not, okay.
Woo! Taking that as a win. Go ahead.
Because there's this whole country, for lack of a better word, of fucking morons. Ron, let me fucking answer, please. Please let me fucking answer. There's this whole fucking country of morons that agree that the government is the master.
Okay.
And you all fucking let them do this. You let them get away with it. You let them write HIPAA laws.
Okay.
You let them steal our money.
Okay.
You let them write laws about fishing and game and all this other bullshit. And you say, anyone who disobeys is the bad guy. And we're going to make sure you get caught and punished.
So, no matter how they obtain this property. Because we need to...
They didn't obtain it.
We need to move forward because we're stuck in a rut right now.
So then change your fucking dumbass mind.
Open up your mind and listen.
I have a... Ron, you are repeating what every third grade kid gets.
Yeah.
I am gone beyond that. So who's more likely to need to open their fucking mind? The guy who's repeating what he learned in third grade, or the person who thinks for himself?
The person who's wrong.
You're wrong, Ron.
Okay, so you're...
Freedom is for everybody.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, Ron.
No, it's not.
You said God gives us our rights.
Right, and then within those rights, you have boundaries.
No, you don't.
We voted on it.
You can't vote. There's no such thing as voting on it. You can't vote for something that no individual can do.
Do you pay for property in Mexico?
Ron, okay, pretend...
Do you pay for property in Mexico?
Pretend we live in a world with no government.
You want me to answer your question?
Ron.
No, I want. That's hypothetical.
Ron.
We can't even get through reality.
Pretend you live in a world with no government. Do you have the right to stop somebody from walking where they want to walk?
If it's on my property.
You don't have property. There's no government. We're just hanging out in a caveman world, and maybe you have your little cave. They're not walking in your cave. They're walking somewhere across the field. Do you have the right to stop them?
No.
Then how can you ever gain that right?
Okay, it's called borders. They were set up.
No, I'm asking you, how can you gain that right?
It's a hypothetical situation. We can't even get past reality.
Ron, just answer the question. Just answer the question.
I don't care where he walks.
Then why do you care where he walks now?
Because we have set up a company.
No, we have not done anything. Okay, other people have done this to you. Okay, you are one of their victims.
Well, as you are.
Yes, I am. But I can admit it and say it, but you can't.
I do nothing about it.
I'm trying to do something about it, but people that claim they're on my side won't even listen.
Maybe you should loop.
You're too busy trying to attack Mexican people for crossing the line.
First of all, I've been very clear. I don't have a problem with Mexicans being in this country.
Any Venezuelan people, Cuban people, whoever the fuck, it doesn't matter. Why are you trying to attack them for merely crossing the fucking line? Mind your own business. Who fucking cares? If they're not hurting anyone, fuck off.
So who takes care of these people?
They take care of themselves.
They absolutely do not. Prove that. Prove it.
Do you take care of them?
Prove it. Yes, I do.
How?
Yeah, Texas.
Oh, so the government steals from you.
Yeah, you can keep using this logic.
Ron,
it's still my money.
Ron.
Is it still my money?
Did the Cuban guy take your money?
No.
Who took your money?
I gave it to the government.
Then fight the government.
I don't have a problem with that.
Leave the Cuban guy alone.
If he is getting services,
leave him alone.
Goods and services.
Attack the real enemy.
Okay. Well, we are trying. I guess in this case we are trying to. That's why we're running for office. We're talking.
Okay, but then stop worrying about the Cuban guy.
How about you deal in reality right now?
I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Deal in reality.
I am.
So the Cuban guy is using my tax money.
No, the government stole your tax money. Once they steal it, you don't get a say anymore.
Okay.
You need to understand this. When a thief takes your money, you don't get a say.
If
it's their stolen goods.
Okay.
And if you don't go take it back, they're going to do whatever the fuck they want, whether that's funding Cuban and Venezuelan, or whether it's bombing people in Yemen, or whatever they want.
So you are for USAIDs giving all that money to other people?
No.
Why not?
Because I want my money back.
No.
Well, I want them to stop taking my money.
The Cuban guy can have it, but
no, he can't have it. I don't want him to have it.
That was your whole premise to your argument.
No, it's not. You fucking moron.
Oh my God.
I want you to just leave him alone. I want you to fight the government.
So then leave USAID alone and let them send your money everywhere.
Ron, USAID, let's say the people who work for USAID, they can do whatever the fuck they want on their own time. I do leave them alone. But I want to stop the government from taking my money and giving it to them.
Well, when I say USAID, I mean the company, not the actual workers.
Well, there is no company.
It's an NGO.
There's only people, Ron. Stop imagining there's these magical things that aren't people. It's all people.
Okay, sure. We'll just go with people.
Some people steal from you and give it to other people.
So let me get this straight. So the Cuban guy can get all the free services he wants.
I don't want him to get free services. Ron,
you're not sending any of that money
I don't want the Cuban guy to get free fucking tax-paid services.
So you want him to come over here and die of starvation?
He can fucking get a job, Ron. What are you talking about? Why?
He's not a citizen.
So what? What does it have to do with getting a job? Getting a job means, hey, buddy, you want to work for me? I'll pay you. Okay, sure. Why do you need to be a citizen to engage in that?
What world do you live in?
Ron, why can't he get a job? Why can't he work?
Because inside these lines that have been drawn by man that we've paid our taxes to build up, he cannot work in this country unless he has...
No, give a real fucking reason, Ron. Do you have a right to tell him he can't work?
No, I hope he would
get
a job.
Nobody has a right to tell him he can't work.
The U.S. government, unfortunately,
No, that's just people. Ron, if you're a person and you don't have the right, then the government, who are just people, don't have that right.
Why can't you just argue in reality?
Ron,
quit being hypothetical.
Why can't you help change reality? Stop. Stop just accepting.
But I can't even get you to calm down enough to try to get a plan to change reality.
Dude,
you have to accept
you
reality.
You don't want to change it. You like it the way it is. You like people getting stuffed on planes and sent into prisons.
You won't even accept reality. So how are you going to change reality?
What are you talking about, Ron? I can explain exactly how it is.
Do you pay taxes?
And I want it to be different, Ron. Ron.
No.
Ron, you think,
oh my
Ron,
God,
your stupid ass thinks that I don't understand the way the laws work. I understand them perfectly. They are wrong.
Okay.
So help
we agree.
Stop saying you like them.
Okay, you cannot agree when you're living in fantasy land.
Stop saying you like these laws, Ron. Stop saying you like these laws.
I will accept what I cannot change.
Stop saying you like them.
Well, there are laws that I like. I'm not.
Stop saying you like these laws.
I never said I like paying taxes.
Yes, you did. You said you like keeping the people out from the border.
Oh, okay.
You said you like taking people
I'm a
that haven't committed any
guy.
crime and putting them on a plane and putting them in a prison.
So you don't like what the forefathers of what they constructed here?
What do you think they constructed?
They were against illegal immigrants coming.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Ron.
Yeah, they were.
Ron.
Look at their writing.
Ron.
Look at their writing.
Please listen to me, Ron.
Look at their
Listen
writing.
very closely.
How can I listen? How can I not listen to you?
Ron, if you read the Declaration of Independence, it listed grievances against King George.
Okay.
And one of those grievances were anti-immigration laws. Fucking checkmate, Ron. You fucking lose. The founders did not oppose immigration. There's nothing in the Constitution that says they can stop immigration. They didn't write any laws against immigration.
If you read their writings after the Constitution,
I have.
They were clearly against.
No, they weren't.
Yes,
no, they weren't, Ron. You can't find. You can't find one single fucking writing by any of them that says that,
It was
Ron.
either Thomas Jefferson or
No, it
Benjamin
wasn't.
Franklin.
No, it wasn't, Ron. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It absolutely wasn't. You're talking out your ass. The first anti-immigration laws were in the late 1800s.
Again,
you don't know what you're talking about.
Where did I say law at? I said their writings after they wrote the Constitution. Where did you get law from that at?
If they
I said
believed
their
it,
writings.
if they believed it, why didn't they make laws about it?
I think they did what was best for the country.
No, they didn't, Ron. No, they didn't. There was no anti-immigration laws for like 100 years in this country.
Okay.
Country, in quotes. I hate using the word, but like, there's no better word right at the moment for the argument.
Right, but you busted my balls on it every time I said it. Because you're a hypocrite. That's cool, man. I don't mind you being a
But
the world needs hypocrites, okay? We do. And you are the king of the hypocrites.
I'm using the word as a shorthand. You believe in this concept of country. And yes, that's fair that, like, yes, I use the word.
But I do believe in this concept of country.
Exactly, you believe, that's the problem. You shouldn't believe in that. That's never what the United States were founded on.
So if you wanted to change something, don't you have to work within the system to change it?
Why?
Well, how are you going to change it? By screaming and yelling, calling it by retards?
Did the founders work within the system to change it?
No, they went to war.
Oh, okay, then you don't have to work within the system.
You got a fucking army?
That's what I'm trying to... Ron, again, here's you that it claims you're a libertarian, and even you don't want to help.
Oh, I didn't say I wouldn't fight if there was a plan.
The plan is to just make them leave us alone.
I can tell you something right now.
Just leave us alone.
I would not take up your opinion of the Libertarian Party's side. Okay?
Right, that's the problem. You're wrong. You want more rules and regulations.
Okay.
You want there to be a police force. You want a military. You want all this fucking bullshit that I don't want to pay for, and you want to force me.
You do pay for it.
But I don't want to.
But you do.
But
accept reality.
Please listen.
Accept reality.
I don't want to. If you knocked on my door and said, "Hey, Dave, would you sign up for my monthly military subscription?" I would say, "No, get the fuck out of my face." And in the world you want, you would force me to pay for that.
No one's forcing you to.
You want to.
No one has ever.
You want to believe in a country. That means forcing me to pay.
Who was forcing you to pay your taxes?
Ron.
Who was ever forced you
to... said you believe in a country. Mm-hmm. That means forcing me to pay.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. How will you maintain your country if I don't pay?
Define the word force.
How will you maintain your country if I don't pay?
Change your word force, and I might agree with you.
What do you mean force? Violence. Doing violence to people who don't agree.
Dude, you willingly give up your money. Like Uncle Sam doesn't even knock on your door.
If I point a gun at you and say, "Give me your money," I have not forced you.
Speak in realities.
That's a reality. That actually happens.
Has it happened? Has it happened to you?
We know it will happen.
Change the word force. No, you don't.
We know it will happen. People have gone to prison for not paying taxes. Wesley Snipes went to prison.
Yeah.
Peter Schiff's father died in prison.
Okay.
So don't tell me it doesn't happen.
You're saying you're paying by force. No one's ever forced you. No, it's semantics.
What are you talking about, Ron? They put people in prison.
So you just willingly give the money.
They have forced people into prison.
Not you though.
Ron, what do you...
Stop using the word force.
What do you think will happen if I join those people?
You wouldn't let me use the word we as a country.
Ron.
And you're using a word that makes no sense.
If I stop paying taxes, Ron, they're going to lock me in a prison.
So why don't you find out?
So that's force.
And then you can use the word force.
Why would I want to find out if they're going to pull the trigger or not?
Use a different word.
It's force, Ron.
It is not force until they force you.
To apply force to me.
Who is?
The government.
How?
They wrote a law that says people who don't pay go to prison.
Okay, but so you accepted that.
What do you mean I've accepted it?
The state
they do it.
No, you pay.
They do it, Ron. They have shown that they're willing to do it.
You pay before the force happens.
They have shown that they're willing to do it.
No, not to you.
What do you mean not to me? They've shown
No
that they're
one has forced you to
Ron.
pay taxes. You.
Ron, what are you fucking talking
busted
about,
my ass
Ron?
on me saying the
what
word
are
we.
you fucking talking about,
wouldn't let
Ron?
me use the word we.
Ron,
So has anyone
Ron,
forced you to pay taxes?
what are you talking about, Ron? Yes.
Who?
The government.
How?
By writing a law that
Oh,
says,
wait.
shut up and let me answer.
They send you a letter?
By writing a law that says if you don't pay, we will come arrest you.
Was it in all caps?
Doesn't matter if it's all caps.
Oh, okay. So what scared you?
Ron,
What scared you?
they will come and do it.
How do you know?
Because they have done it.
To some people, not to all.
What are you talking about,
No,
Ron?
not to all. No, some people.
Holy fuck, you are stupid.
No,
You are extremely fucking stupid.
I'm trying to prove a point.
You're not proving anything.
You cannot use the word force.
Yes, I can.
How?
They have forced people.
No.
They have applied force to people.
Okay.
They have
That I will
applied
accept.
force to people.
That I will accept.
That's force.
Don't say they have forced me to. Or
Yes, they have.
They have not.
That's what it means, Ron. To
Nope.
show you're willing to go through on a threat. That's force.
Right, but they have never forced you, though.
Ron, if I pull a gun on you and say, give me your money,
That's force.
how's that force? I haven't forced you. I haven't touched you at all.
Threat of life.
I haven't touched you.
I value my life more than I
Yeah,
value
but I
my
might
money.
not, might not even be loaded.
Okay, I don't know.
Maybe it's not loaded.
Okay.
But I'm not forcing you.
Well, I mean, sure.
See, this is where you get retarded, Ron.
No.
You know that it's a force. You know that I'm forcing you.
I said it was force. And then you're like, well, maybe it's not loaded. Maybe it's maybe it's a candy gun. Let me.
Yeah, that's the argument you're making, Ron.
No, it's not.
That's the argument you're making with the government.
You said they have forced me to pay my
Yes,
taxes.
just like I forced you to give me your money.
Define the word force and tell me the actions that were taken to back that word up.
I just told you.
No,
They threatened it.
You.
They threatened it.
Okay, so in all caps, they yell at you.
And they have shown that they're willing to go through on their threats.
Okay.
That's force.
So, but you have never been forced.
Ron, I just defined it for you.
So now give me the example of when you were forced.
They wrote down that they threatened me.
You're scared of words.
Ron.
Do words?
Ron! I just pointed a gun at you and said, give me your money. Are you scared of words, you little bitch? Or are you scared of the gun?
The gun.
Okay, I'm scared of their guns.
Okay, have they pointed a gun at you?
Yes.
When? For your taxes, mind you. To collect your
Okay,
taxes.
no, not for my taxes.
Okay, so...
They have shown that they're willing to point guns at people.
Oh, so they did it to this guy. Just everybody pay.
Yes.
No, so, okay, and that's...
Yes!
And I agree with that.
That's force!
No, it's not force.
That is fucking force, Ron! You're fucking retarded!
You said...
Ron, that is force!
No.
I don't care how
I'm going to use your
how you
words-
want to
I'm gonna use your
rationalize it,
words
that's
against you.
force!
I'm going to use your words against you. They have forced some people to pay taxes. Yes, I agree with that. They have forced me to pay taxes. No, that's not true.
Yes, it
That
is, Ron.
statement is not true.
Yes, it is, Ron.
Can we move on?
Good God, you're stupid.
Yeah, I'm the dumb one.
Yes, you are! And when I do a poll of our listeners, they'll all agree to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Speaking of fucking forcing us to pay for bullshit,
And they're willing to come on and defend their position too. I'm
speaking
glad
of
to hear.
forcing us to pay for bullshit, no new wars. Trump has started a new war.
With the cartels, with
That's
Syria,
Yemen.
Yemen. So is it a declaration of war or is it your definition of war?
Well, it's the definition of war that we've been using that we criticize Obama
so
for.
boots on the ground?
Yes. Well, not boots, but bombs.
Oh, okay.
So you don't think it's a war to bomb people?
Oh, it's horrible. I don't
Okay,
like
so
any
Trump
war.
is full shit.
Okay.
He can no longer claim to be not for any new war.
Well, you can't use the word war
Why?
because it's not a war.
Then you can't criticize Obama
What did I criticize Obama for? I
for
criticized
starting
him,
wars.
I criticized him for killing American
Okay,
citizens.
no,
with drones.
stop.
I don't think I've ever...
Stop, Ron.
Obama did not start a
You
war.
said that Trump is the no new wars president.
He says he's an anti-war president.
But he's not.
That does not meet the definition of war.
Bullshit, Ron. You're making excuses for Trump.
No, I'm not.
That you would not make for Obama.
I am against...
Or Biden.
I am against what he did in Syria.
This is starting a war.
Oh, it's starting a war.
Yes.
So they have to react for us to react again. There has to be a reaction to our action. What
are you talking about?
Where does the word war actually begin?
He's bombing people.
Okay. I'm against the bombing. But what's it again? We're gonna be. You busted.
Did
my
Obama
ass.
start any wars?
He bombed people, but no.
Did he start? So Obama was a no new war president.
Yeah, I think so.
So then why does Trump say I'm the only president that hasn't started any wars? Why was that the thing? The only president that hasn't started any new wars since Carter.
I'm trying to think.
Why? That's what they said, Ron.
No,
they fucking said it.
I don't.
You said it.
I don't disagree with that. I'm trying to think if Obama started a war.
God.
By definition,
Congress has not declared war since 1941. We already know this.
Right. I'm not talking about what the man says. I'm not worried about the man put on paper. I mean, what is the definition of war, and have we gone to war? Because if Vietnam was a war, you could go to police action, American citizens die.
You are now sucking Trump's dick live.
I just said
he started a new war, Ron.
Define the word war.
He bombed people.
Why is that a war?
What the fuck do you think a war is?
Okay, so the government, when they force you to pay taxes, they started a war with you.
Kind of.
Oh, okay. So that's your definition of war.
But not really, because I'm not another nation state.
Oh, okay. So when these illegals come over here and they mug somebody on the street, is that starting war?
No.
Why not?
They're not. No one's a nation state. It's just individuals.
So if one of those illegals happened to be in the military in another country, would that be a declaration of war?
No.
Okay.
Why are you sucking Trump's dick so hard right now?
How? Explain.
The whole thing with Trump was I'm the only president that hasn't started a new war.
Did I say? I
yes.
agree with that. Did I say he has not started any wars?
You said he's the only president that hasn't started any new wars.
I said he's an anti-war president.
That's not what the talking points were on. This is all on Twitter. It's all fucking public record.
Wait.
Everybody said Trump is the only president that didn't start any new wars.
Okay, now you went from me to everybody.
You are included in that.
When did I say that Trump is an anti-war president? I said
I didn't say anti-war. Stop saying things that I didn't say.
That's what I said.
The words were that Trump is the only new president to not start any new wars.
Okay.
Those were the talking points across the internet, which you agreed with.
Yes.
He has now started a new war.
I disagree with the word war, but I'm against what he
Then you can't say he's the only president.
Did you hear what since I found that news out, have I said he's an anti-war president?
We're not talking about anti-war, Ron. Stop changing the subject.
How do you want me to phrase this?
People said.
I don't care what people say.
Ron, shut up.
So now you agree with people?
Just listen very closely.
Yeah.
People said that Trump was the only president to not start any new wars.
Okay.
Not anti-war.
Was that true yesterday?
To not start any new wars.
Was that true yesterday?
It was 3 days ago or something.
Okay, but what about the bombing he did like 2 weeks ago?
What bombing 2 weeks ago?
He blew up some guy in a car. I know he did a drone attack on somebody in another country.
I think that was last week, too.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
I think that was still last week.
Okay.
Within the last week.
Was it a drone attack or was it bombs?
I don't fucking remember.
No.
In Yemen was bombs.
Okay. So whatever. So that if you want to say that started a war, cool. I'm an anti-war person.
Stop saying anti-war. We're not talking about anti-war.
No, you said I'm sucking Trump's dick. So I want to clarify. I am an anti-war person.
Did Trump start a war?
Not by the word definition.
Did Obama start a war?
I do not believe by the definition of war.
Then why did you say that Trump is the only president to not start a new war?
I have never said those words.
Yes, you did.
I said he's an anti-war president.
No, you didn't, Ron. You agreed with all the fucking talking points, Ron.
I wouldn't put those word salads together.
You agreed with all the talking points about this.
That's not a statement I would make.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I said he is an anti-war president, and maybe now he's not.
Holy
again,
fuck,
it's semantics. If they did not start a war...
Holy fuck. But you don't give Obama semantics.
But yeah, I did.
No, you don't.
I never criticized him for starting a war.
Bullshit.
He killed American citizens with drones. He killed foreign people with drones. That is wrong. The same way Trump is wrong.
But then why are you sucking his dick? Why are you defending him?
Why am I defending?
You're defending Trump?
I'm not defending this action.
You're saying he didn't start any wars.
I'm saying it's not a war.
Oh my God, yes it is.
Man, you like to make up words.
This is so fucking stupid.
Definition of words.
This is so fucking stupid. Just admit it. He's not anti-war. He's joined the ranks of all the other presidents to start a new war.
Because you busted my balls for saying the word country, and you busted my balls for saying the word we, he did not start a war. He is wrong in his actions.
Oh my God.
But he did not start a war.
He has done the same thing that all the other presidents, besides Carter, in recent history, have done.
Yes.
Which he tried to set himself apart from.
Politicians lie.
Say it for the
politicians lie.
Okay, but then why did everyone say this is Trump's special thing?
I don't speak for everyone.
But you joined in it.
No, I said he's an anti-war president.
Yes, you did. Oh my God.
And maybe I can't say that now. I'll have to look at the facts.
Oh my God.
I've never said anything but anti-war.
Holy fuck. He's not though. He's not. He did what everyone else
Come up
does.
with a different term, and I'll agree with you. Don't use the word
He's
white.
done what everyone else has done.
I agree. I just agreed with that. I don't have a problem with that.
Oh my God.
No one's gonna make it through this show to watch our interview. Can we put the interview at the first of the show?
Maybe I'll mix it in.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
Do it before you lost your fucking mind.
You lost your fucking mind.
Okay.
You never had a mind. Let's put it that way. You didn't lose it.
Are you working on something over there?
Didn't lose it.
Do you need a break to take to work out your whole statement?
God damn. All right, what else do you want to talk about? I have a couple things, but maybe you'll disagree with them just out of principle.
Then I won't do.
Okay, let's talk about people are. Okay, is AutoPen a valid signature?
No.
What do you mean no?
It's not about a signature.
You can sign your rent check or your rent lease or your mortgage or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's a valid signature.
And you can do it electronically as well too. Bill Clinton passed that law in the 1997.
Then it's a valid signature.
No, the AutoPen is okay. Is it auto? Can I sign a check or a card with AutoPen? Yeah, I might be able to.
Okay.
And it might be legal. Yes.
Okay. So then, why are people insisting that some of Biden's signed documents are invalid?
Because they're legal. There are some documents that need the president's wet signature.
Where does it say that?
Where does it say they can use an AutoPen?
It just okay. So
No, what does it say that?
What? Okay, because there's different types of documents.
Okay.
Right? So let's pick one at a time.
Okay.
Let's pick laws.
Okay.
So when Congress passes a law, the Constitution says it shall be given to the president to sign.
I would think that a new law, because I don't like most laws, should be wet signed. I want to make sure at least your hands were on it.
But it just says to sign. It doesn't say how you sign.
I can't force you to read it, but I at least want your hands on the goddamn document before you create a new law. Sign. What's the Okay, here we go again. What's the definition of sign?
Well, that's something the courts are going to have to work out.
Okay.
Which I guess they kind of did.
So explain. You know what? I don't know what an AutoPen is. Can you explain it to me, please?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's similar.
It's a machine. They put the piece of paper and they push a button.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
No. You didn't see the post I made?
No.
President Trump posted a picture of past presidents.
Yeah.
And it went 44 40. I forgot what number he is.
45.
He went 45. 46 was the AutoPen.
Oh yeah, I saw it, but I didn't know what that was.
That was the AutoPen.
Okay.
So.
What the fuck? Okay, that's
so
ridiculous.
so in all reality, that's fucking hysterical. But
now,
but hold on. So an AutoPen, is it fingerprint by the president for it to work?
I don't know.
It's not. His staffers can use it.
Okay.
So
maybe I'm going to change my mind on this then.
Okay. So anyway, wait, what?
Well, because I didn't know what it was. I assumed it was like electronic
Are we
signature.
being attacked? You changed your mind?
I didn't look up.
My opinion?
I didn't look up what an AutoPen was. I assumed that an AutoPen was like an electronic signature where you draw your signature and then you put it behind a password.
No, it's the machine has your signature. And you literally put the piece of paper there, you push a button and it signs.
Yeah, but anyone can push that button.
It might be password protected, that I don't know, but anybody who has that password...
We'd have to figure that out.
So Joe Biden does not activate the AutoPen, and that's Trump's argument.
Okay, then I would say those probably shouldn't be valid, because
but
if you're not the one doing it...
But then, if you're not the one signing... I mean, if...
Like, I don't... It's not the AutoPen I'm opposed to, it's somebody else pushing the button.
Yes.
Right, if Biden pushes the button, fine.
Yeah, that I would agree with.
But did he push the button?
Why would you have a machine that does your signature if you have to activate it?
I mean, for laws, it says the president must sign the document.
Okay, but his signature is given by the AutoPen, and if you have the password, if it is password protected, the president gave you permission to use the AutoPen. No, I don't like it.
I don't think that should be allowed.
Because honestly,
I think only he should be operating
the
that machine.
AutoPen should not be allowed. I want to see the president get hand cramps.
I mean, like, what if we had a president with no arms? Like, I mean, come on.
You think of
Look, it's not the device I care about. It's who's operating the device.
If he has no arms, how would he put his signature in the AutoPen? You may have just found another...
They'd have to figure out a way out.
You found a new qualification for president. Must have arms. Or sign with your toe or your mouth.
But so laws... Okay, this president must sign a law, but people are talking about his pardons, too.
Yeah. They were AutoPen.
But
they're
here's the thing. You don't have to sign a pardon. You don't even have to write a pardon down.
So you're going off the declassification of documents theory.
No, I'm going off the Constitution. Read the Constitution. It never says you have to sign anything. It never says it must be in written form. It just says the president has the power of pardons.
Huh. Okay.
So it's funny that you brought that argument up because I thought of that on my own. I didn't read somebody else. Like as soon as this news came out, I'm like, well, wait a minute, because Trump argued that he, as the executive, can declassify documents just by declaring it.
Yeah.
Thinking it. I mean, thinking it is one thing because you have to still tell other people, right?
Do you?
Well, otherwise, how would they know?
You tell this person doesn't hear you, but you tell this person it's declassified.
It's.
So thinking it is legit.
But a pardon is presumably has the same power.
I would think it would need to be written down so people could say, hey, I've been pardoned.
I would say that's evidence of a pardon, which you should have, but it's not part of the law. Right? As soon as I think it, he's pardoned. But now if you want to
you have precedence on that.
Prove to the jailer to release him, I can show up in person.
Yeah, you have precedence on that.
I can walk down there and say, hey, I'm pardoning that man.
You have precedence on that.
Or I can send him a note.
I don't know that you're right, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but you have precedence on that.
I tried to look up, has there ever been a verbal pardon? I couldn't find that. I think they've all been written as of now, but there's no constitutional qualification for that.
Okay. I don't know. I like because they also brought up that they're going to challenge in court his mental capacity, which I brought up like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, the problem is they didn't fucking act on that when they could.
No, because there's people. There was a lawyer who said he's too incompetent to provide his own defense for his classified document thing. So that's a legal claim. It's a court order that's filed. A judge's signature went on it.
I don't think that's going to... I think they would have to 25th Amendment him for that to work.
And then I also go, just look at him in the camera.
Yeah, that's never going to... I mean, yes, that's hilarious, but it's never going to fly.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious because I actually said that Trump is going to pull these pardons back. And I'm curious if he's actually going to do it or not, or if he can do it or not.
Well, he can always issue an arrest warrant, and a cop can go arrest the guy. Yeah. I don't think any judge will anywhere, even a Trump judge, will throw that out.
But if he proves the pardon to be illegitimate,
he can't.
Well, no, he's trying to.
I don't think he can.
So if it's an auto pen, I think he can.
No,
they could have signed their own pardon.
No, but listen, regardless of the auto pen issue, Biden got on TV and said, "I'm pardoning these people." So it came out of his mouth.
Huh.
Now he didn't say that for all pardons. I don't think. So we'd have to go look up the footage.
So
who did he do it? Who did not?
Let's go with Liz Cheney. Let's say she stuck into the White House and auto penned her own pardon.
Right.
And she says, "No, I didn't." And then we call him to court.
Yeah.
Biden to court.
Right.
To testify that he actually signed it.
Right.
But he's mentally incompetent and cannot provide evidence that he signed it.
Fuck if I know how that's gonna fly. I have no idea.
I don't know either. I'm actually looking forward to it. What else you got?
Okay, so here's a funny one. So let's talk about Tesla. People have been attacking Tesla lately.
Yeah, here in Vegas.
Vegas, the dealership is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
There's all sorts of... Because Teslas have 6 cameras, and they auto turn the camera on when someone approaches.
Did my thing post? I actually showed a picture of the guy in Fort Collins who was caught on the Tesla camera. And they drew a swastika in it, and they went into the gym. The owner came out, saw the swastika, pulled his camera footage, went into the gym, showed the workers.
Yeah.
And they go, he's right over there. They call the cops and he got arrested.
That's the one I want to talk about, but let's get to the whole... I
posted that video. That's what... I did compliment the cameras.
So yeah, there's there's a guy digging in his asshole and rubbing shit on a Tesla. There's people scratching him a lot. But I want to talk about this guy because... all he did was draw in the dust on the. He didn't damage the car.
Okay, it's not damage.
But he got arrested for it.
Are you sure he didn't scratch it?
Yes. Well, I'm not sure, but that's the story.
I would even see more of that because what I had heard is that he scratched it, and they said they saw the. I don't know.
There have been people that scratched it, so maybe you're talking about that.
Right.
But there was a guy that drew a swastika. In dust.
If there's no damage, then there's no crime.
Well, he's been arrested.
Well, they'll get out. So, but here's the thing. I actually posted this too, and I don't know why this didn't show up. Because I put at Elon Musk, and I don't think maybe he shut me off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or actually, probably you. But I just said, hey, dude, solve the problem. Put a net on your car. When metal comes in contact with it, shoot the net, capture the person, scoop them up, and drive them to the fucking police station. Why can't he do that?
I think booby traps are frowned upon.
Well, no, he's a criminal. He's damaging your property.
Doesn't matter.
I actually know in Colorado. So I had an issue where people were breaking into my parking garage where I worked at.
Yeah.
And the cop goes, "Put barbed wire up." I go, "I can't use barbed wire."
Yeah, that's different.
He goes, "No." The cop goes, "Dude, you're in Colorado. You can use barbed wire." We use barbed wire all the time.
Well, I'm sure that varies by state, but
it does. That's what he said. You're in Colorado.
But barbed wire is visible.
Oh,
but booby traps are invisible.
So put a little sign. If you scratch this car, you're gonna get scooped up by a net. And you'll be like, "What?" And then your glasses bump the car, and then you make it so small that you make them lean in. And as soon as their glasses touch the car, scooped up, taken to jail. Or if you're Mexican, taken across the border. Is that okay to do that too?
How would the car know? That's the thing. Like, there's no due process. The car does not give you due process.
No, but it doesn't need due process. It's just detaining you.
It doesn't know you're Mexican.
Elon Musk. Did the dude catch his rockets? He could do that.
No, there's no chance.
It's got cameras, AI, the facial recognition. Get a DNA sample. So once they scoop you up in the net, they get a little swab out and just swab your cheek. And I'm sure we can do a quick DNA test. Scoop them up, take them to jail. So I know you're against the federal charges on these people that are actually damaging the car. Not drawn in the dirt.
Yes.
Actually, you're against federal charges.
Well, okay, so Pam Bondi, she apparently loves going on TV. She's got a fucking.
Shouldn't she be releasing the Epstein files?
Yeah, she's fucking not doing her job of releasing the Epstein files, and she's coming out on TV, all this other bullshit. And one of them was, we're gonna go after these Tesla vandals and destroyers. And here's the thing: is those are all state crimes. Every single state. All 50 of them.
I disagree with that, but okay.
They have laws against vandalism and damaging property and all that shit. Let the local cops do their fucking job.
So the problem here is you could be charged in state and you can be charged in federal.
The federal should have no jurisdiction over this whatsoever.
Hold on. So what if the local prosecutors are still George Soros appointed ones and drop all the charges?
Then don't live in that fucking area. Like, you're retarded for living there.
But what if they use a Molotov cocktail? Okay. Which is a incendiary device.
You mean an arm? Is that an arm? Is that a type of arm?
A Molotov cocktail?
Yeah.
It's a
I know what a Molotov cocktail is. I'm asking you, is it an arm?
It's an explosive device.
Is it an arm?
It's an explosive device.
But is it an arm?
I don't know what the definition of a bomb
like a firearm?
I know what you're saying. I don't know if you define...
I'm asking you.
It is a weapon.
Are weapons arms?
Some are.
What do you mean some are?
A baseball bat could be a weapon. A golf club could be a weapon.
So
this microphone could be a weapon.
So you have armed yourself with a baseball bat?
Sure.
Okay, can you arm yourself with a Molotov cocktail?
Yes.
So then it is an arm?
Sure. Again, you want to...
do we have the right to keep and bear arms?
You're using semantics on me.
But we have the right to keep and bear arms?
Yes. Do we have a right to discharge the arms for nefarious reasons?
No, but what does that have to do with federal? That's what state charges are for.
It's called an explosive device.
So what?
There's federal law. I don't care. I'm not saying I agree with it.
Those laws are unconstitutional.
But people are still going to jail for it. I knew a guy who blew up...
Why are you... You see, again, you're defending these laws.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm defending the definition
You're saying you want the feds to charge these people.
I want the feds involved, and I want them involved legally.
What jurisdiction?
Well, right now, as it sits, in reality, we have an explosive device.
And you want that.
If it's a law on the books, on the day you commit the crime...
It's unconstitutional.
Then why hasn't it been fought in court?
It has been fought in court.
And how did the judges rule?
I don't care how the judges rule. The Constitution says what it says. Okay. We have the right to keep and bear arms.
Did it go to the Supreme Court? I mean, why are you okay with you have no problem with all the restrictions on 2A?
What are you talking about? Yes, I do.
Well, we never.
They're all unconstitutional.
And we never do anything about it.
But you're defending it. How can I do anything about it when you're defending it?
What am I actually defending?
You want to arrest these people and charge them with these laws.
I want them to have the availability to file federal charges.
Why?
If the local prosecutor drops the charges.
Why?
Because this is an attack on an American business.
So what?
It is an organized.
So what?
This
so fucking
this
what?
Qualifies
Ron?
for
Ron.
No, RICO. This qualifies for RICO.
Again, this is unconstitutional. See, like you always do this. You always say, "Oh, well, the feds have broke the law, so let's apply the law to my enemies."
No, I don't like the RICO law. I think it destroyed the city of Chicago.
Then stop saying we should charge
but
people with
it's the law on the books. Then
So
get
what?
then get it off the books.
Fuck the books. Why are you obsessed with these books?
Because we have law and order. If we don't like the law,
Is the Constitution a law in the books?
Yeah.
But these laws contradict the Constitution.
Yeah, some do.
So then they're not on the books.
Yeah, but then there's also 10. Home rule.
Huh?
The 10th Amendment.
Okay.
Home rule.
That means it's up to the states.
Right. But you cannot create a law that violates the constitutional rights. Right. But, again, if the law has been passed and we have accepted it...
We don't accept... Who accepted it?
No one's fighting it. Or no one's successfully challenged it and won. So
all that means that some dickhead judge has disagreed with you.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
It's still the law in the books. Deal in reality.
Fuck the
deal
books.
in reality.
Ron, stop accepting that they do this to people.
Has anybody been charged with detonating a bomb?
I don't fucking know.
Yes, they have.
Okay.
Federally.
They shouldn't be.
Well, they were.
They shouldn't be.
So the word precedent is set.
So
if
what?
He is charged. This guy can be charged. This guy can be charged. Until someone stands up.
Why don't we stop it?
Change the fucking law.
Ron, they're never going to change. They are the bad guys, Ron. They're the bad guys.
Change it,
and they're never going to change the laws to help you.
Not because we're arguing again, because I like this, but we gotta close up here pretty soon.
Fucking shit, Ron.
But if there's a law on the books,
I don't care.
No, change it.
No,
or accept it.
No, ignore it. Fuck them. Because you're perfectly accepting that.
So you're okay with people going to jail unjustly?
How am I okay with people going to jail unjustly?
If the law is not constitutional and it is an illegal law, but people are going to jail by breaking this law, you need to have the fucking law changed so people stop going to jail.
Fine.
So
how am I okay with it then?
Because you're not doing anything about it.
What are you talking about, Ron? I'm arguing with you that you're not doing anything about it. You're supporting it. You like these people in jail.
No.
You like it.
Yes,
you do. You even said they're attacking an American company. They belong in federal prison.
He's a federal employee, correct?
No, he's not.
What is he in jail?
He's
not getting paid.
He's like a consultant or something.
Okay, but so he has a federal ID.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think so. I don't know.
Somebody explained this whole thing, and he is a federal employee. He has the rights of a federal employee. Maybe I'll word it that way.
There's no such thing as a right of a federal employee. They're servants.
There are different laws.
They're servants.
Cops have to. If you punch a cop in the face, or you punch me in the face. There's a different.
But then don't tell me that there are public servants. They are our kings and masters.
Okay, again, that's still reality.
Right. The reality is they are our kings and masters.
He is a federal employee doing his job.
So what?
And people are attacking him and his company.
So what?
Because it's election fraud.
No, it's not.
Yes, they are. They're trying
to make vandalism and destruction of property. Stop inventing all this stupid bullshit.
I'm not inventing shit.
There are state charges. Apply the state charges and put them in state prisons.
I'm only talking about what the reality of the situation is.
It's not reality. You're making shit up.
What am I making up? What exactly did I make up?
You said it's election interference.
It is election interference.
No, it fucking isn't, Ron. The election interference is well defined. There's statutes on what constitutes it. This is not it.
So if Act Blue is found to be paying for this, will it be election interference then? They're going after Trump, and they're going through Elon to get there.
There's no election going on. What are you talking about?
So, did Trump cancel all elections?
What election is going on right now?
There's one in Wisconsin that's coming up.
So they're interfering with the election in Wisconsin?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
You can't interfere with an election 2-3 years down the road?
There's no election going on. No, you can't.
So election...
If there's no election going on, you can't be interfering with it.
So what starts the election? Election day? So the day before?
It depends.
The day before, I can violate?
It depends. Every state is different.
No, give me one state. What's Nevada? When does the election start?
Probably,
after the primary?
When they start mailing ballots out, I guess.
Oh, you guess. You was making this shit up? Bullshit,
well, that's when you start voting, right?
No. Election interference can happen months, years before.
There has to be an election going on.
Okay.
Read the fucking statutes. Stop believing what Cat Turd says on Twitter, Ron. Every time you read this shit, you just accept it. You never go look it up for yourself.
I look it up myself.
You don't.
Call me out.
If you looked it up on this, you would know that you're full of shit right now. It's not election interference. They're
right
damaging
now,
cars, Ron.
So you're saying don't take Catford's opinion, but take your opinion.
No, go look it up. They're damaging cars.
Yeah.
There are statutes that cover this.
Right, first of all,
apply those statutes.
The guy who scratched the car, I didn't say I agree with that. The guy that used the Molotov cocktail, yeah, because that can also that could be attempted murder. It could be murder.
Right.
Who's in that car?
That's why we have state charges for this.
And we also have federal charges for this.
We shouldn't. The feds have no authority to do that.
They have the authority.
No, they don't.
They have the authority.
No, they don't.
The law says
the only authority they have.
I got to go. We can use another day, but the law gives them the authority.
Oh my God.
We've accepted the law. Okay, welcome to the Canary in the Cage interview session. I'm Ron Morgan, my co-host
Dave Havlicek.
We have a doctor with us, people. We have a doctor.
Dr. Jonathan Maxham.
So you are an internalist who practices holistic medicine.
Yeah, it's something I've come across lately when I saw the pitfalls of Western medicine and what it wasn't accomplishing.
Okay, I think we love that. So how long have you been a doctor?
Let's see, going on 13 years, I think, since I got out of residency in 2009. So if you count med school, 2005 to now, so 15 plus years or so.
Okay. Go ahead.
One thing I was wondering is that you are a DO, whereas most people, when they hear doctor, they think MD. Could you describe the difference between those?
Yeah, well, honestly, sadly, they're not that different today. When Alexander Still founded osteopathy, he was very big on the body, the mindset that structure equals function. And a lot of our practices overlap with what chiropractors do. And personally, what I've noticed is that I'm sure you're familiar with Rockefeller medicine. If you're not, basically medicine got sold out for drugs and money and oil, and they got rid of naturopaths and holistic healing and homeopaths, and he kind of infiltrated the medical school system, infiltrated the AMA. He basically corrupted what was once a noble profession and hopefully can become so again.
Okay. Are you doing stuff to change it? I mean, I saw you ran for office. And
Yeah.
Nevada, the right people never win.
No, we're just getting started.
Good for you. So you want to jump in here? I don't want to dominate the conversation.
Well, so you mentioned like homeopathy, and from my understanding, that's kind of like woo-wooish and a little bit of bullshit. But maybe you could go into how do you tell whether something is genuine or whether it's just snake oil?
So when I was trained osteopathically, and then I did an allopathic residency. Osteopath, DO, allopathic, MD. And there was lots of overlap, but we did things in the osteopathic land that allopaths actually weren't required to do. Curiously enough, Mayo Clinic and some of those places now are looking into osteopathy because they see what it has to offer. But the mindset and the premise is that structure equals function. If you have misalignment in your spine, if you have misalignment in many of your cranial bones, because your skull is not one bone, it is multiple bones fused, as we age, and they still move even after fusion. And only 5% of the osteopaths practice that technique. But I say it's snake oil until proven otherwise. And if you actually put things to the test and you have an open conversation, I think you'll be quite shocked at what lamestream medicine lacks.
I like lamestream medicine. That's great.
Yeah, well, so when I think of mainstream medicine, regardless of drugs or any of that, it's more of like what they pitch it as is, look, we're doing a scientific test, which is double blinded, and
No, they stopped doing that.
Well,
because
they stop doing that, or a lot of times they just make up shit and they defraud the peer
and
review.
and you have to see who's funding it, and
Right.
they're not asking questions that they don't want answers to.
Right.
Interesting. Now, do insurance companies work with you?
Yeah, so here's the deal. I would love to have Max Care, which is my vision of direct primary care, which is not utilizing insurance, especially for the younger age folk. And we remove 40% of the healthy population that props up the bullshit Babylon system. Sorry, I get
Yep.
inspired.
By all
Um,
means, let your passion fly.
I understand that, we got a PC world that we live here today, but I really want to wreck the world that we live because it's not a world worth living. So so basically getting back, I want patients to heal. I don't want to band-aid them. I don't want to throw meds at them that cause chronic illness and disease. I think it's quite obvious that modern medicine is failing. And I
Yep.
think we need to bring back the art of medicine and not the cookie cutter cookbook
I
stuff.
love what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think there's data and science to support all that as well. Our food is not fortified.
Nope.
The supplements are bought up by big pharma. I mean, we really have to reset. And I'll just say this: I believe God gave us our body, and it can heal itself.
Yep.
And we just simply need to equip it accordingly. And right now, it's being paralyzed by design.
Okay. So I just kind of want to kind of go through how patients are with you. So if someone comes to you, do you use like medical tests to determine what's wrong with them, or do
No,
you
yeah, no,
expect?
I'm not a witch
No.
doctor. So first off, I my dream is to have patients pay me direct cash for a relationship with me so that I can guide them, whether it be with holistic healing, whether it be with allopathic healing, whether it be with a combination. And some things that I would like to learn, like functional medicine, acupuncture, and just overall foundation of health. Right now, I still have a practice that I accept insurances. I'm basically trying to remove people from the stable that is and put them in a better pasture, rather than confined in this system that has been created through the years. And like I told you, Rockefeller medicine's a deep hole.
So we're in Las Vegas, and I know you're in Las Vegas. Do you want to advertise your firm while we're here? Or
Yeah,
your
well,
office?
so yeah, you can check out the website at maximcare.com, and that'll point you into my Instagram. And then I have a practice called Sunrise Health, and I'll just give you that information. And I also have another practice that is doing weight loss and more on the functional medicine side. I've teamed up with a functional med doctor, Dr. Yamani. He's been in the area 30 plus years. And he was basically trying to not fortify functional medicine, but to bring primary care as an aspect so that we could direct patients accordingly because we don't believe one size fits all.
Okay. So when it comes to giving people medicine, do you ever go to big pharma, or do you give them a
Well, of course. I mean,
Okay.
I was trained in it, but what I tell my patients is big pharma is not a foundation for your health.
Right.
So we simply, and I treat you as an individual. I know I can read the room. I know when you're going to do something and when you're not going to. But rather than giving you a blood pressure med that probably causes more harm than good, especially in the older folk, I just make sure that you're getting adequate hydration. I make sure that you're on real salt, this mineral that actually has a benefit to why you take something rather than just a control and for, let's say, quote unquote, a flavor addition. I prefer spices for flavor, but salt has a real role. And what happens many a times, especially today, is salt gets blamed for what sugar is causing. I think we have a
Yep.
sugar epidemic. I think it
Yep.
was by design. I think it's affected our kids to, I don't say foobar, But I will say we have a problem at hand and we need to get it underway. Otherwise, what problems we've seen the last 30 years are going to be compounded, um, moving forward. So insulin resistance is a big factor. Hormones are a big factor. Our schools are not very fortified with food, so that's a big factor. And it's hard to get something quote unquote organic here, especially not breaking the bank. And we need to change our mindsets because Hippocrates, I'm hoping he wasn't compromised, said food is
Yeah,
thy medicine is thy food.
that's actually my favorite quote. I'm very familiar with that because I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I don't have any medical training except I think I made it up through EMT, but I haven't been to a doctor in over 20 years.
And you're healthy for it.
Yeah, I'm still alive, so that's good. A little chubby, but I think that's from alcohol. So we'll move on from there. But yeah, no, I don't know how to say this without getting kicked off of the internet, but I have my own tincture that I make that I treat myself and my family with, and it works pretty much for it's antiviral, it's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. It seems to work, so I'm happy with it, and I'll do my best to never go to a doctor until I have to. Although I might come and see you sometime.
Well, and that's the thing. Western medicine is a beautiful thing. It has a place. Trauma,
Yep.
surgery, even acute illness. We can utilize drugs, but I think that we're silly, and I think it's very important to talk about when Rockefeller medicine came into play, they realized that they could profit over a pharmaceutical rather than healing a patient. So they took something out of the environment and patented it and then made money on it for 10 plus years. And then basically that cycle was perpetuated. And we kind of lost the art of the tincture. We lost the art of prevention, and we kind of we shopped out of convenience rather than with a mindset of what's really best for my body.
They never should have fucked with Rockefeller.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you know the story, but he, was the oil baron, right?
Yeah.
And they broke up his quote unquote monopoly. So he started saying, well, I'm going to fuck you over any way I can, right? So they started researching, well, what can we do with this petroleum product? And that's where Big Pharma came from.
That's right. Because every medicine and even the vitamins, they come from petroleum. So, margarine came from petroleum too. I think it's going to be very obvious when we look past over the last 100 years, what people told you was good was actually bad, and what people told you was bad was actually really good.
Yeah, we actually did an episode on the food pyramid, and
Oh
it
yeah,
was a
that's a
lie.
scheme.
When did we do that?
I did.
Complete
I
lie.
did.
I did back when we were in the garage. I just said something to Dave he didn't remember. He always remembers everything. I don't remember
I
anything.
don't think we.
But we did do it on the food pyramid because it was started in Sweden, and we used it during high inflation times so people could buy cheap food. Well, and we also did an episode on the tobacco industries buying the food.
That's right. So that's why we're in the predicament we are today. Come to find out, nicotine may have some benefits in health when it's not mass produced and obviously done for profit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, just I don't know if I can. I said on the internet before what my medicine. What I do when I'm either sick or not feeling well. Well, technically, right now I've got that chest cold that's going around. I'm not doing anything with it right now. I'm trying to get my body to fight it off because I'm a little pissed. I don't ever get sick, and the last 3 years I've always gotten sick between February and March.
Sure.
And so I let my body fight it off.
That's after our sugar craze and everything through Thanksgiving, Christmas, or other, and so Hanukkah and everything like that. So a lot of times what we ingest and what we do and lack of sleep, and then obviously more alcohol and these type things, it drives our body down a pathway that is not completely for healing.
Yeah, so what I do is I make I call it white whiskey. It's you could call it moonshine, but it's actually, I can make it myself, or I can just buy it at the store. But the product I buy at the store is 120 proof, and I mix it with 50-50 with raw honey. I put in a splash of lemon juice and some cayenne pepper. That's what I use, and it's an old hillbilly recipe. I switched out black pepper with cayenne pepper because I feel cayenne pepper has more healing properties than black pepper does.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, so that's been my life. That's when I get sick. That's what I take.
Put some turmeric in there.
I mean, there's so much more I can put in, but if it's working, I don't want it to like counteract. I don't know. I don't know enough about the properties of healing with the herbs. So I just kind of do what works for me, and if it doesn't work, then I'll research more.
Well, yeah, and another thing I came across was essential oils, and there are some people that are allergic to them, but for the majority, oregano oil is antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungal.
Oh wow.
And eucalyptus is nice, opens the airways, people put it in their shower. So, it's these type things. Look, when I got involved in medicine, it was a calling. And I knew what I knew then would not be what I know 30 years from now. But to stay on that train alone, that's not going to do it for me, because proof's in the pudding, and the pudding's not tasty right now. and I'm pretty sure we can do better.
I hope so, because this is getting ridiculous. The food we eat now, if you compare it back to the 70s, they've changed it. They've got crap in there. It's making me mad, and that's kind of why I've always been a fan of Kennedy, but never as a president. But with the position he's in, I hope he does some good. I'm fearful that he's not doing anything right now. I just hope he didn't compromise himself going to the Senate, but I don't want to get into politics on this one.
I mean, I don't think he's compromised, and I just saw him on the field a year ago because my eyes were wakened and ears were listening after COVID occurred. I was former major of the United States Air Force. I was taught to recognize propaganda, and propaganda was screaming down my ears, right? So I paid attention, and then unfortunately I started seeing patients that had issues, and I was like, primum nocere, first do no harm. This is not what I was called to do, and therefore I stepped out, and now I'm trying to step into the next role that probably is politics, also is educating students, because what we have, I don't think, is what we want for our future.
No.
And so I think they're good people coming together, and I think you've got to expose the snakes, and I think then people have to wake up, and I think we have to support our local community.
Yep.
We shop out of convenience, and we're feeding the enemy left and right.
Yep.
Cool. So you have any other questions? Because we have some viewer questions that I wanted to get to.
So what Dave did is Dave went out to our listeners and wanted some listener questions. So let me go ahead and...
Oh, great. Just out of curiosity, how many listeners do y'all have?
2.
Oh, nice. We've got 3. We've got 3 today.
I think it's somewhere between 50 and 100.
Yeah, we
okay.
Well, we're on YouTube. We're still on YouTube somehow, and I'm embarrassed by that, but we are. Rumble, Spotify, the dark web. So we have a lot that we can't always track. We do believe Thomas Massey listens to us because there's a red dot about where his town is, in Kentucky. And
oh, wow.
We have 10 minutes left, so let's go and jump over to viewer questions.
Okay.
Yeah, that was quick.
Do you have any good examples or stories of how the insurance system fucks over patients and how you were able to help them?
I mean, left and right, but here's my favorite quote: "Don't let insurance define your care, for it will define your grave." And honestly, I think you got to step out of the insurance and get right with a doctor. When you can't get the meds when you want, when I'm offering supplements or telling you tricks to make a Soleil, which is salt and water, and that's fixing your blood pressure, and I'm getting you off the lisinopril that's now linked to cancer, you can check the NIH. None of these medicines were crafted, at least by doctors that were honest, to be on for life. And people are on these things for life, and there are big consequences.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
so I help my patients every day.
Good.
cool. So what do you say to people that think that government healthcare is the only viable alternative? And
That is
I'm sorry,
absolutely silly because
two-part question.
Medicare.
Two-part question.
Okay.
Sorry. And
Okay.
then, what do you say to people who think that poor people won't be able to afford direct primary care without government intervention?
Well, guess what? If the masses come to the doctors, we're not greedy SOBs. We'll take care of you. Doctors can barely take care of anything because they're paid pennies on the dollar by the insurance. If you have the desire to get off your meds, or you don't want to be on your meds, or you don't buy into the system that is failing you, then your best bet is to find a direct primary care doctor. Stop spending $500 for inadequate care. My other quote is, stop paying ballpark prices for shitty beer. At least pay Yeah, at least pay the doctor directly and we can do better. But that's why I have Sunrise Health, because I don't expect everyone to be able to pay me. You know, I charge 2160 a year for one person, and that gives them time with me. They text me, they call. We draft plans that cater to their individual needs. But the bottom line is, you're paying the insurance companies lots for little.
Cool. So have you ever encountered resistance from the AMA?
I gave up on the AMA. They don't come after me. They just want me to give them money. And speaking to Rockefeller, he infiltrated that society, and they're not on my good list. How about that?
So one viewer says, what are your thoughts on AI, and do you think it would help you, disrupt part of the industry, such as diagnosing things or suggesting novel ways to treat things?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good question because, obviously technology is technology. I don't think that we've utilized the internet to the best of our ability, because I don't think we even comprehended what it was capable of. I think there's new avenues like the fourth industrial revolution between blockchain and AI. I think many physicians could utilize it, especially if it was cost effective. I last heard that a robot for your household is only $30,000. Now, obviously, that is a great deal, but that reminds me of the Jetsons. I'll date myself because I was 1981 or so. But yeah, I feel like we could utilize some of this technology for good. We just have to place it in the right hands. And I think it could revolutionize things. Because I just heard you could have a front desk person, and that's $10 an hour, and we're paying front desk people 14 to 15 an hour right now.
Cool. One question was, how does your day-to-day compare to like a regular doctor? Like how much time are you spending on administrative tasks or filling out forms? Do you more plan around patient volume, or are you more focused on individual outcomes?
Yeah, so to be honest, I have my wife makes fun of me because I have three different jobs. One job that pays the bills. I go and round at various facilities, and I operate like a traditional doctor, internal medicine. I'm a consultant. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm in clinic, and Mondays and Fridays, I do weight loss and try to build up what I call max care. Ultimately, we're in a transition, I believe, but I always put my patients first. I didn't get into the medicine to make buku money. I got into it because it was a calling, and that I struggled to get into it. And so when I got there finally, I knew what it took to be there. And I knew it was a privilege to take care of patients. And I was driven by getting positive outcomes. I was in the Air Force. I had multiple meds at my disposal, and I became very good at that. So now I just want to implement alternative strategies. And I hate to say alternative because honestly, I find some of them to be far better.
Okay, last question. So let's say you're at a bar or you meet a stranger, and maybe they're a little bit skeptical, resistant. What's your elevator pitch to that person?
You know what? If you're happy with where you are, you probably don't want to come see me. But if you want something different, you think that there's an out, but you just don't know it, I'd invite you to check out my Instagram. I'd invite you to check out my mission statement, and I'd invite you to check out my website. And then more importantly, come and see what we can offer, and read the reviews. I think they speak more than I could ever say.
You have excellent reviews.
Cool.
Oh yeah. You check that out.
That's MavMcQ.com, right?
Yeah, the website MavMcQ.com.
Okay.
But I think he's got Yelp reviews and Google reviews.
Okay, yeah, we'll put your website on ours as a link.
Yeah.
If there's any other link you want to shout out, let us know.
Yeah, my Instagram is @the.bearded.do. Bearded.
I like the beard, by the way. I can't. Can you help me with this? I can't grow a good beard. Because I'm embarrassed. I'm 55 years old, and my beard looks like I'm a 12-year-old.
I mean, I think there are methods, natural and pharmaceutical.
Actually, if you could I want to come and see you as a doctor. Whether you take my insurance, I'll pay you cash. I don't care. I want to talk to you. I like what I'm hearing.
Well, I hope more people do. And right now I'm in the traditional setting of medicine. I probably plan on training the future generation, whether it be nurse practitioners or robots. But I want to do something for the next 30 years and really, really make a difference and not just push pills.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was on a antibiotic like 2 months ago. Prior to that, I haven't been on any pharmaceutical medication in about 15 years, with the exception of Novocaine to pull a tooth.
And then I'll say this, because y'all brought up Rockefeller medicine. We brought up the food pyramid. Where is most of our immunity, which also goes into cancer?
In the gut.
It is our gut.
Yep.
So we need gut health. We need to get back to fermented foods. We need to eat whole foods. We need to do things differently. Otherwise, we're going to keep repeating the same mistakes. And it's just silly to do in the age of information today.
Yeah, we just got over a minute left, but I do want to say one thing to people out there. Tequila is a probiotic.
Nice.
So if you want to get drunk, you're taking your medicine.
Yeah, and I'll say to that, obviously it's a joke, but moderation is key.
Very much so.
We just really need to get off less of the sugar, less of the process, and stop funding the enemy and fund our community.
Okay, so they're going to kick us off here. Yeah. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you for joining us.
And
thank you.
So this will be on Rumble and YouTube on Friday.
Okay. Yeah, please send me the link.
Yes,
yeah, we will. Thank you. And I'll contact you through Signal about who I need to call to set an appointment up to see you, because I want to make sure my check engine light's not on.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll provide to you my my insurance clinic, and then you have the website. Awesome. And you can figure out which is best for you.
I will do that. Cool. Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Thank you.
All right, y'all have a blessed night.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're thinking to get the wheel up.
All right, so let's do last week's Monero challenge. Well, we got 1 more minute before the wheel.
So do we want to announce next week's Monero challenge?
Yes. Next.
Which one do you want to do?
We'll do the guest. So we're about to do. We have a guest interview somewhere in this.
It might be towards the front.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of you are going to be clicking off towards the end.
And there's going to be his websites on our website. So go to one of his websites and copy paste me some text to prove that you went to his website.
Check him out. He's a hell of a guy. I'm seriously.
And you'll get thrown in the wheel.
He's a doctor, and I actually might go see him as a doctor.
So let's see if we can do this week's Monero challenge. So I'm going to do that now, and to remind you, last week's challenge was tell us which senator threatened to pee in a bag to bust the filibuster. And the answer was Rand Paul. We had a couple people answer with the wrong answer, and I told them, hey, you can come back and give me the right answer, but they never did. So the people that got the answer right were MavMcQ. So type that in there. And moneromash. And I changed the code so that the upper or lowercase no longer matters. So let's spin and see who wins. All right, MavMcQ. So you know the rules. You got to contact me to collect your Monero.
All right, everybody, see you later.
See you next week.
Yep, see you next week. Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.